Guys, welcome back to another video. We're back with some more ranked. Season just started. We went with a Bo second pick, went for a Kenji first, and Colette sixth. It's not looking too good, honestly. Colette gets the kill onto the Buster and clears the ball. We don't quite get the kill onto the Primo, but Kenji does get aggressive for it. Seems like they don't know a Primo was in there, but Colette makes quick work. I thought Buster could have killed me there, but now that I realize I probably could have scored and didn't need to go for a trick shot. Kenji gets some nice charge. Colette is holding it in, and we do get the kill onto the Primo. Lumi goes for the slow, so we're looking pretty weak, but I do want to get this wall break off for me and the Colette. We do manage to sneak, and Kenji goes for a crazy hypercharge play. Colette passes it to the wrong side. I would have gone down, so I didn't go to the left when the goal was open there. Would have just kind of thrown away the free goal. Primo goes for the jump and actually misses thanks to the Colette killing him. Unfortunately, the Buster pull does come off. And honestly, maybe I should have been back there to support my team a bit more instead of being aggressive. I was setting up for a goal, but Kenji gets some nice value, almost gets his second hypercharge super off, but doesn't quite get it. Buster is low, so we look to get him, but we also look to pinch this Lumi here. Unfortunately, the tanks kind of push Colette out. We do manage to juke out this Buster, but we do end up going down. The walls are starting to come down a little bit more, so me and the Colette will have easier matchups. Kenji, it doesn't really matter for him as much. He's playing around. We do get the kill onto the Lumi, I think, from one of the mines. Turns out Buster was hiding in the bushes with his hypercharge, so we go down. The little totem actually does help quite a bit with hypercharge as well as super, and Colette gets a crazy hypercharge super. She looks to super out to stay alive from the Lumi, and it looks like unfortunately they're too much HP and they do get the goal. Pretty poorly played, I think, by me, honestly. Didn't really understand the flow of the game. Let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we're in the next one. Honestly, I think I really just didn't get the flow of the game that time. I didn't help my teammates when they needed it the most. And then so we kind of lost there. I just try to stay up to help my teammates a bit more, keep the Primo open to break open some walls, hold the choke point, and do try to keep the Buster low and hopefully get the kill. Colette goes for the Buster, very nice, gets the kill. Set up another totem to help charge our supers and hypercharges. I look for a wall break onto their goal area and look to help out the Kenji, keep him alive. Primo blows open the mines, not sure what he's doing. And I also take down the Lumi. I go for a wall break. I feel like my team could have been more aggressive there when the ball was in the corner. Maybe I could have gone for hypercharge super in the corner, but it wouldn't have really changed much. We still would have gotten the kill. We kind of do go down, but we hold control here. Unfortunately, couldn't finish off the Primo and he's just hiding in the corner. And he misses his super. Colette looks like she didn't have enough ammo to toss away the ball, and the Kenji goes for his hypercharge super. Very solid. I go to pass it up to him, and he, I guess, was afraid of the Primo jump. And we do go down here, unfortunately, and things aren't looking too great. They have control of bushes. I only really opened their side and kept our walls open. But now we're pushed back. They're going aggressive. Buster goes in. Buster goes for the super, and they do pass it to the Primo, and he supers it in. A bit unfortunate. Needed to stay up, though, to maintain our pressure. Otherwise, the tanks could have just run us down. We get some nice hits, and Kenji does finish off the Buster. Kenji does trade with the Lumi, and we have an open goal ahead of us, so we go for the super. Unfortunately, from my perspective, I didn't see the Buster spawning in. It was too far away. I probably should have predicted it. I go for a hypercharge, but somehow the Lumi gets the kill on me. I angled away to stay alive, but the Kenji does use his hypercharge, teleport to the ball, and get the goal. This is looking pretty intense, guys. Pretty insane. Primo goes for the same thing. I predict it. He already did it once. Toss to the side to go for the goal. So we do end up getting the kill. Kenji does go down. I pass it to the Colette so she can go for a shot and a super into the goal. It doesn't end up happening. I do go down to the Primo or the Lumi. Colette goes for the super. Lumi misses her shots. Pretty critical to land her shots in overtime. Kenji does go in. He gets some crazy value. I'm back up. Clean up the kill onto the Lumi, and we do end up getting the team wipe from crazy Colette Hypercharge. Alright guys, we're in the next one. Didn't really expect games to be this intense in Mythic, honestly. But we got some high quality games. Lumi goes for the control. I go up to hold control of the right side at least. But we'll go down here. But in exchange for the pressure, we do get a crazy Colette super. And our team does kind of hold control, so things are looking good, honestly. We just kind of need to break open some walls, hold control, and then score later in the game. No rush. Kenji goes in to charge his hypercharge, gets a kill onto the Lumi, very solid, and I pass it up to him, hoping that he would grab the ball and score from the bow mines exploding. But unfortunately, he does juke out, but we still end up grabbing the score. They're mad at each other. Mental's kind of gone at each other. I don't really get why. They have plenty of chances. Primo's just kind of running it down on us. Colette misses her hypercharge super, not ideal. We do have vision. I went the vision star power because I don't have vision gear on bow. And I take down the bow, or not the bow, the buster. In exchange, Colette goes down to the Lumi. And Lumi gets the double kill on us. And this is looking unstoppable. Kenji can't really do anything. But actually, they don't go for the goal for some reason, even though that would have been a free goal for them. And we do end up kind of pushing them back. Buster is here. We do need to take him down. And unfortunately, the Colette does not stop the goal there. It's still fine, though. We're still tied up, so things are still alright. We put down our turret to get our hypercharges. Kenji hypercharge comes in. Oh, so many hypercharges. I don't know what's going on here. And we do end up passing it up, and we get the goal and the win. Very solid. Let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we're in the next game. Honestly, that last game was really intense. Really great game. Very solid, enjoyable. We get a nice 4K onto the bow. Honestly, all we really need to worry about is this Mortis, but he seems more interested in going into the Buzz than us. And we look to get some shots off onto the Clancy. Not sure what the Clancy pick was, honestly. We don't even have many tanks, just Buzz. They're playing pretty bad with their drafts as well. Unfortunately, we do let Mortis get a second shot, but he does go down to the Chester. And Chester's just kind of like walking it down on them. Like, they don't bother bush checking. Their draft was pretty odd, and Chester just kind of runs it down on them. He gets a nice hypercharge super onto the bow, takes down the Clancy as well, and we're up so much. We just need to not die to a Mortis hypercharge, and we'll be set. We do miss the 4K, but do end up taking down this Mortis, thankfully. And he had the last 3 gems, so we can just take the win here. Chester's just been, you know, like dogging on them. Chester was the last pick, but he wanted to trade for the Squeak. And then so I gave him the Chester and took the Squeak because I was okay playing both brawlers. And this was pretty clean. Not sure what was going on, but we got a pretty free win here. Let's head into the next round. Alright guys, we're in the next round. Hopefully we do the same thing. Not really sure what was going on that last game. They're mad at each other now. We went from really sweaty to kind of embarrassing gameplay. The Buzz does go down. Honestly, we don't even need to take control of our own bushes again. So I just hang around our own. The Clancy and the Chester are just hiding right next to each other. And the Buzz does take down the Clancy, or the Mortis, and we take down the Clancy in exchange. Get a nice 4K onto the bow. Chester goes for the Clancy as well. And I don't really want to get close to this Mortis because he can kill me. or get close to his hypercharge and then team wipe. So we're trying not to let that happen. Chester gets another kill onto the Clancy, and they kind of just gave up here. Not sure why. They all didn't play that well, honestly. Bo should be having a pretty decent matchup into the Chester. Clancy should be destroying the Buzz, but they just kind of decide to give up while Chester cycles hypercharges on them. And so things are looking pretty good for us. We get Countdown, and Clancy, he gets stage 3, but it's too little too late. I get a nice 4K snipe in the dark onto him, and he goes down as well. And we end up taking a pretty free win here. Just honestly been farming them. Very nice, very solid. Anyway guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.